Alright, so here is a fun one. Guys, we've got two holes in our plastic bumper and some damage here. So I did take the front bumper off for the repair. This is actually going to be a pretty easy fix. So we started sanding this down. We had a big high spot here. And we just took some 80 and 120. And you really want to make sure to clean out all this paint, because you want our products to stick to it. So we're just cleaning this up as best as we can here. Grinding that out. So we've got this cleaned out and sanded down. But now we have like a huge low spot here, but that's okay. We're gonna fill all that back up. So I'm gonna flip this part over and we'll start on the other side. So we're gonna start sanding on the underside of this plastic part. And you always wanna repair the inside first. So I've got this all sanded down on the inside with 120. And I like to go a bit farther than I think I'll need. And then I just put some tape here, so when we put our filler, it'll help fill that in. So we've got a repair area sanded and cleaned from debris, and we have a little bit of tape there just to give it some backing. And next, you always want to do is your adhesion promoter, and you're just going to do a couple, just enough to give it a little bit. Just some adhesion promoter. It's good. So I've gone ahead and cut our mesh, and it's just like a backing, and it's just like a structural rebar you would put in concrete, but this is for plastic. So I just want to make up a couple pieces and gonna put some of this in there, work it down into the hole, give a nice skim coat here. See, it's gone down inside the area. And then I'll go ahead and put my patches on. Gonna work that in there a little bit, and I'm gonna use 2 badges to just give it a little bit of extra strength on this one. Work that in. And just gonna work that in. Just want to make sure I got a good coverage. Okay, so now that this has holes directly through it, I am going to flip it over and put more on the outside as I'm doing the inside. So I'm not using mesh on the outside, I'm just putting a skim coat of this, and it's going to help bond everything really nice and will help give a little bit of fill where it's been so low there. So just a bit on the top, help fill in that hole that was directly through. So our plastic repair has set up, and I started blocking that down. And I put the bumper right back on the truck just to try and give it something nice to sand on. So block this first coat down. It does feel pretty good, but I am going to have to fill a bit more here. So that'll be the next step. So I am using 120 on the feather edger, and it does cut it down really well. Just trying to take that top off. So just about ready for another coat now. So you can see how fast you can repair this, doing the inside and the outside like that. And now I'm just gonna put some more plastic finishing here. And this one's pretty smooth, so I don't think I have to put much on that. Adhesion Promoter on there. Some more of our 2-part plastic repair. So we're gonna put a bunch on here. Pretty good. Spread that out. Alright, so our plastic repair has dried enough, so I'm going to sand it with my feather edger. I got 120, and I'm just taking down the top of it. I just want to keep that flat. Move it back and forth like that. And even on this area, you can still block your products with this. Just try and keep it flat on that surface as best you can. You'll be alright. It's nice! Alright, I got this feeling pretty good. And now we're going to put a skim of putty on there. Alright, so I'm going to put a very nice skim coat of fill on this, and it is looking mighty fine. And it's important to remember when you're blocking just to let the sandpaper do the work. Just want to be light because you can just push down the plastic, so you just want to let the sandpaper do the work. This is looking good. And you know, sometimes when you're trying to tell if you have still high and low spots, you will get like a different effect from like raw plastic compared to your painted area. So it may feel like there's a low spot there, but it's just a different texture of your sanded plastic. So I blocked all this down with 120. Feels really good. And now I'm going to put some polyester glaze on there just as a finishing putty, just to fill in these little pinholes and sand scratches, and it'll seal it all in real nice. I am ready for primer, and I'm just going to give everything another shot of plastic Adhesion Promoter and start spraying on my primer. So here's our finished piece. As you can see, it turned out pretty good. And it's got no more holes in it. Looks good.